Hello viewers, moi c'est Renny Wilfred, हमने सबके NLTV digital news से स्वागत करी आसे। आइबी सबो एक खास खबर। Media logot kota kuriya hamoidi Naga Students Federation bra sarkar ke Higher Education Department di 147 temporary jobs ke permanent banai tibule lagatu cancel kuri tibule mang kurishe December 2024 government ke unfair matikina. NSF bra 17 department laga bidore 100 irregular appointees kan ge point out kurishe jundu backdoor kan laga tagishe aro duty backdoor recruitment ke cancel kuranai kulidu taikan bra ki kadam uthabo koikina chinaishe. Idu Federation bra Nagaland University de Professor Sarat Chandra bra Mahila Assistant Professor ge assault Korea oporbi contempt kurigna Professor ge ulaitable mangushe. Idu logot NSF bra NU de non-local kan pishi take oporde mon kushi naba janaikina idu mamla oporbi juldi action nubule janaishe.
One assistant professors. Whereas two of them resigned as informed by the department, and two of them took a decision to be in the legislation decision of the state government to be absorbed of those people who were in service for 10 years. It is June 6, 2016. So, though the cabinet took decision for 151 assistant professors, the government proceeded with absorption on 147 assistant professors on December 17, 2024. And as Vice President has clearly mentioned, the Federation has met the Minister after the State Cabinet took a decision. And we have clearly declared the decision of the Federation on two occasions. But in the month of December, without the knowledge of anyone, the government took a decision of absorption. I can say it was a hide-and-seek policy of the state government. Because according to the ministry in charge, the department was supposed to have a serious consultation with the NSF. And though they were hearsay on this absorption, we came to know only in the month of January. So on the 8th April of this month, we have also had a meeting with the department. The ex-officio director headed and convened the meeting, and we have also demanded that the decision of the government should be rolled back. We have clearly demanded, though they were giving certain excuses, but I would say it was all emotional. We have demanded that they should be rolled back. So after which, again, the Federation has wrote to the state government demanding immediate revocation. Now, in regard to the pursuance of this issue, the Federation, in its endeavor, will continue to ensure that the assistant professor absorbed should be rolled back. Now, in the course of time, if the state government still is adamant and the cabinet decision is not reviewed or revoked, we will initiate our own course of action, which will be shared in public domain, and to ensure that the 147 absorption case should be rolled back. Now, when we look at the contractual appointments over the years, it has started way back 2009 till 2020. So initially, they were enjoying a salary of 8,000. Now, that was 2009, and it started to 12,000 and subsequently 20,000. In the year 2020, it came up to 30,000. So, we understand the sentiments involved of the contract lecturers here, which is why we are not seeking for termination, and we are demanding the state government to roll back its decision. And we are very firm on this part.
On this note, the Federation is very clear. We need meritocracy, fairness, and justice. And it should all go in the requisition of NPSC. That is very clear, the mind of the Federation. Whether it doesn't affect the requisition in NPSC, as the department was stating. But for Federation, the aspiration of the students community and the young youths cannot be compromised. So it have to be in the fairness. Fair means requisition.
As for now, we have demand for revocation of the order, so which means they should continue on contractual basis. So after the state government revokes this decision, NSF will definitely give its opinion as to what should be done for this 147. That will come at the later part. And with regard to the cabinet meeting that was initiated on 11 September, they have clearly written in the extract of the cabinet minutes that it is a one-time dispensation upon the serving assistant professors at a fixed pay. And they have also mentioned in the clause B, the absorption is conditional and subject to review. We are talking with facts and figures extracted from the department.
We did not receive any complaint from any parties. We get to know through this social media. Well, we have visited on 8 April, 10 April and 14 April in Don Bosco at the institutions and the victim family. We have gathered all the information from the both parties. However, we are not going to narrate the story. Everyone is aware, and we are not here to comment who is right and who is wrong today. We are informed that an FIR has been launched. So the Federation urged these neutral law enforcement agencies to investigate properly and give justice to the victim, and the truth should be prevail. It is we learned that the victim is admitted in the Guwahati, and his health is deteriorating day by day. His weight came down from 60 to 40 now, and he is yet to go for another surgery. So let us also remember our brother in our prayer for his speedy recovery. And we also urge the school authority to foster a safe and respectful social environment. It is essential to implement strengthened rules and regulations to prevent misunderstanding and bullying, especially sharing food tiffins and personal belongings, to cultivate a safer school environment, focusing on this bullying prevention and conflict resolutions, and fostering a culture of respect among the students.
Today, I wanted to inform all the schools in all Naga inhabited areas that all the schools should have proper committee where the students' issues have to be addressed very swiftly. In fact, after learning this SL case, Naga Students Federation is also very disturbed. And such kind of bully or ragging things that is happening within our Nagaland state, it is really heartening. So today, I also take this privilege to inform all the schools that they should set up a proper committee to look out on this matter also. This is what I want to tell all the schools. In the past years, our seniors have already given a strict check on these regulations also, and informing the schools today, that NSF will not tolerate if any such cases are there in their schools. And anyone who is running the schools or the authority, they should be very vigilant on this matter and should take up the issues very swiftly.
Like our earlier speakers have mentioned, we came to know about this issue only through the social media platform. As soon as we got the information, we went and met with the family members. We took due cognizance of the incident, and then as per the wishes of the family members, we refrained from coming up issuing any statements in both social and written media. Following that, we went and met with the school institution, the authority. We have also questioned the authority why such cases are happening within their jurisdiction. And then even after that, we have met with the family members. Since the victim, he is admitted currently in Guwahati GNRC hospital, so we could not be there to meet with the victim, but the family members, they have this Monday, we were informed that they are pursuing legal measures with the appropriate authority, and following that, we will also be visiting the armed forces, the competent authority very soon, in order to ensure that the investigation is brought out in a transparent manner at the earliest.
As everyone is all aware about the physical assault case of Nagaland University Lumami that happened last year December, we have sought termination of Professor Sarat Chandra, who is a very senior professor. We have sought termination of his position, but the matter is sub judice. So on 20th of February of this year, we have met the Vice Chancellor with regard to this matter and other concerns which I will also share. We have sought his termination. It is because of his misconduct, and many of the victims have already shared what has happened in the past prior to this issue that came up in limelight. So we condemn the inaction of the Vice Chancellor in the highest form, because there has been no action initiated by the Vice Chancellor. We are informed that he is under bail, but we are also informed by the students that Professor Sarat is seen in the university, though this matter is sub judice. So we are informing the Vice Chancellor through this press conference that Professor Sarat should not be seen in the university again. And on 20 February, we have particularly and strongly mentioned that though he may win the case, the university should ensure that he should not be teaching in Nagaland University again. That is what we have demanded to the Vice Chancellor. And upon these issues, we have also written with regard to 80% reservation of seats for Nagas of our state. So in this regard, he has assured Naga Students Federation that this will be implemented. However, physical mode of examination is being conducted for gazetted posts, both teaching and non-teaching positions. We have demanded that online video conference mode of interview for teaching positions and non-teaching gazette positions should not be conducted, because we question the credibility of the recruitment board. Here, after COVID pandemic, after COVID pandemic has hit the world, Nagaland University, under the current Vice Chancellor, has started a virtual mode of recruitment exam for professors, and particularly for associate professors. So, in this conduct that has been undertaken for the past 2-3 years, we have identified that non-Nagas are being recruited. So we find there is manipulations in this recruitment policy, because it is done through online conference, and as you know, even nowadays we can copy from Google. We have artificial intelligence now, so online examination should not be recruited to teach at the highest profession. So we will not allow the vice chancellor to conduct online examination. If he continues to be a deaf ear to the demands of the NSF, we will ensure that we will go to any extent to ensure that our demands are fulfilled. And virtual platforms provide questionable personality, because it should be a personal interview test. Be it Naga or non-Naga, they should come to Nagaland University and they should give the interview. As I have mentioned, we have records of non-Nagas being recruited, and which is why we're giving importance to our Naga people. Some people may question that our Nagas may not be qualified. But here we're talking about requisite qualification, the minimum qualification required to be in teaching profession. So when we met the Vice Chancellor on 20 February, he was giving an excuse of financial expenditure incurred in bringing recruitment board individuals from other universities outside Nagaland. But we want to once again strongly condemn of his inaction towards the demand raised by the Federation. And in the coming days, we will submit another representation with regard to this matter. And if he does not concede to the demand of the Federation, Vice Chancellor has to address us this matter in the street. This needs to be known by everyone, because some people may be raising questions that Nagas are not qualified. But we have enough Nagas who are qualified, and we want to provide an opportunity to this educated people. So, with regard to the question raised, 95% of the teaching positions are being filled by non-Nagas. I can produce documents of such, and only 1 to 2 lecturers from Naga community are being selected. So NSF is of the strong opinion that Naga should be recruited, provided they should be qualified. And in line with that, as I've mentioned, we are opposing the online examination being conducted under the current leadership of the Vice Chancellor, and which should be discontinued.
In regard to the investigation of Mr. Renny Wilfred, IAS, Joint Secretary of IBAN, on allegations of sexual harassment by multiple women employees under his authority. At the outset, the Naga Students Federation is acting on official complaints submitted by several female employees within the IBAN structure. These are not anonymous or unsubstantiated accusations. We have several testimonies and formal complaints already lodged and registered with the appropriate authorities. That this is not an isolated issue. We express that the Federation is appalled that a government official entrusted with public service is still continuing to operate under such a cloud of allegations, to hold office with the capacity to influence the course of the investigation, or even over other potential victims. This raises several alarming questions. We would also like to add that this matter is already subjectized by law under investigation. However, we have been hearing few narratives in the social media platforms which are misleading the attention of the public from the core issue. We do not expect such abuse of privileges by any parties or individuals involved. As such, we caution against any individual or parties from trying to influence the course of the investigation, that any narrative or claims by any parties or individuals whomsoever must be subjected to the competent investigative authority. And so we urge upon the law to take due cognizance of this matter as well. The law must take its course, and if the investigation confirms wrongdoings, then prosecutions must follow as per the law. However, in the meantime, administrative measures such as suspensions are the basic necessity to uphold public confidence. Until such time, we also wish to inform that the investigation is underway, headed by a senior IPS officer. And until such time that a transparent and a formal report is officially disclosed, we appeal to the public to respect the sentiments as well as the privacy of both the accused and of both the victims and the accused. We would also like to appeal to the good conscience of all the right-thinking citizens that we must respect the courage of the victims, understand the trauma and the other stigmas which they have been subjected to. Let us refrain ourselves from any unsubstantiated speculations. In fact, we must respect the courage with which the victims have come forward. There are many instances which have gone unnoticed, which have gone unheard, where our female employees are subjected to sexual harassment in the workplaces by their higher ups. And so we really appreciate that the victims have the courage to bring these allegations through proper channels. And as they have placed their confidence upon the rule of law, we must collectively ensure that justice is delivered. In light of all this, we have demanded the immediate and timely conclusion of the investigation. When the issue first came into light, we went down and met with the State Women Commission on the 2nd of April this month. And after taking due cognizance of the incident, we also met with the DGP on 4th of April 2025, and after which we took our own time as per proper procedure. We had lengthy deliberations. We had, after all the formalities, we came up with a written representation to the DGP on the 8th of April. And on the 8th of April, demanding for speedy investigation, transparent and fair investigation into this issue. And also on the 15th of April, we have written to the Chief Secretary demanding for the suspension of Mr. Renny Wilfred from holding any office of responsibility in order to ensure that there is impartiality in the process of investigation and that the sanctity of the process is upheld. The Federation, we are of the opinion that there must be full public disclosure of the status and progress of the investigation. The Naga public deserves to know how the government institutions are responding to such issues under the watch. With the Federation, we stand resolute in our demand that an impartial and transparent investigative report must be brought out immediately that the accused be placed under temporary suspension until the investigative report is out, and that justice is delivered accordingly.
The Federation have not met the victims, but as per the letter from the chairman of IDAN to State Women Commission, so that indicates very clearly. So the Federation urges the competent authority who is investigating in this issue to speed up and come up with the best report. That is what we are anticipating. We are sorry to inform the public that the rampant backdoor appointment is still going on. That is what we want to inform the general public today. And then on 10th April, Naga Students Federation have already submitted the representation to the Chief Secretary to look into this matter for further action.
In continuation to what Vice President has mentioned, this is the phase one that has been initiated by the department, by the Federation. We have identified discrepancies and irregularities in 17 departments, and we have subsequently written to the Chief Secretary to ensure that all these appointees should be terminated. We have issued a 1 month period of time to the Chief Secretary, provided all the defaulting departments to submit the termination order to this office, issued on the 10th of April. So this includes pay level 3 and above. We have also mentioned about the public sector undertaking, wherein the public sector undertaking has the audacity to appoint up to the level of assistant manager. So we have written to the government to initiate action upon these appointments.
Yes.
We have mentioned grade-wise. We have mentioned in our letter grade-wise. We are not issuing in public because we don't want people to know who they are. But we have, as the termination order comes from the respective officers, we will ensure that it is declared in public domain. Approximately, we have identified around 50.
From
First,
the 17
that will be the
department.
phase one. So we are continuously checking all the departments, and we will, in line with this, we will submit another representation again. So state government, as you all know, that state government has also assured its cooperation when it comes to backdoor appointments, termination. They have come out in public domain to submit the report of the illegal appointments made in the department. Here, we are concerned about one thing is public sector undertakings. We have identified that the memorandum and the bylaws and the service rule of this public sector undertaking provides the authority of such departments to directly appoint to the pay level 10 to 13,000. So we have also mentioned about termination of such people. So in the course of time, we will continue to check the irregularities made in the departments. But through this press conference, we would like to warn the other departments who are trying to appoint pay level 3 and above on contract basis or on regular basis. This is a straight warning to the rest of the departments. The department should not invite ugly confrontations from the students community because we are concerned about the upcoming generation, and because of the initiative of the NSF, Nagaland Staff Selection Board is in place. So all the vacancies arising from pay level 3 and above should be requisitioned to NSSB and NPSC. The Federation will initiate its course of action, and of course we will inform the general public through the media.
Itu tagishi NLTV digital news taka khas khobor aru inka news or updates kan bai tekibili sai tekibi NLTV.